All right, we got some potentially bad news as Rome Odunze has a knee injury and is set for an MRI. We'll talk about that. But we'll also talk about Caleb Williams, some of his comments he made after yesterday's game, and it's past time to give Jaylen Johnson his flowers. We've been doing that on Bears Now, but we're going to do it again here. I'm Harrison Graham. Let's dive into Chicago Bears Now. But before we do so, new sub battle, Bears Texans this week. We got to take down our Texans channel and new subscribers this week. 0-0, starting fresh right now. So if you want to take them down and hopefully win on Sunday night, hit the subscribe button. Let's get more new subscribers this week. All right, let's get to the news of the day. Rome Odunze, and this kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, I'm sure the Bears have known about this, but Matt Eberflus was asked during his press conference earlier today, hey, DJ, Keenan were a little nicked up yesterday. Any concerns there? And he said, not really, but the concern is with Rome Odunze, who suffered a knee injury and is having an MRI today. Flus said he doesn't know the exact play when it happened, but that it happened on a blocking play, and a couple of plays have surfaced on Twitter. And typical Bears, it appears the play this happened on was on that swing pass to guess who? Velus Jones Jr., who, it's not his fault, it's just typical, got tackled hard and rolled up on Rome, and it's just like, come on, man. Like, of course it's on a play to Velus Jones Jr. You just got to hope for the best, right? I think we would probably know if it was like a season ender by now, I would think. But maybe it's like a Jordan Love injury where it's like an MCL sprain and he misses 3 or 4 weeks. But this is pretty significant. I know he didn't do much in the opener, but if the Bears are going to win some of these bigger games, they're going to need to be more productive offensively, and he's obviously a guy that needs to be a part of that. Now, luckily, the Bears do have DJ Moore and Keenan Allen. You've got Tyler Scott, who is inactive. I think he'll be active next week regardless, but especially if Rome is out. You look at the practice squad. Do you elevate somebody like Jaylon Johnson or Samori Toure? I think Jaylon Johnson would be a prime candidate to either sign to the 53 if Rome's injury is serious and you have to put him on short-term IR or, God forbid, season-ending IR. But if it's a week-to-week deal, you can call up practice squad players up to 3 times over the course of a season, and I would think Jaylon Johnson would be a prime candidate for that. And look, after the Hall of Fame game, I liked his chances to make the Bears roster, and Ryan Poles, they even told him, we saw it on Hard Knocks when they had to cut him, that, hey, like, we really like you. You were in the mix, but when you missed the rest of preseason, it kind of left you on the outside looking in. But keep after it. You never know what happens in this league. Injuries pop up, and one game in, one has popped up. And, you know, if he's getting an MRI, I would guess he's probably at least going to miss a game, right? I mean, that seems pretty likely. So I would expect Jaylon Johnson to be a pretty prime candidate here, to be at least elevated this week. And we saw last year when he got elevated. He's able to go out there, set some blocks, play on special teams. So keep an eye on him. I definitely think he's a candidate. And for Rome, we just got to hope for the best here, man. You really hope this isn't major, because you'd hate to lose a big chunk of his rookie season, because this is when you need to develop him. And quite frankly, his progress could determine whether or not you keep Keenan Allen beyond this year. So potentially a lot of things at stake depending on how severe this injury is. How concerned are you with Rome's injury just based on what we know right now? Scale of 1 to 10. I mean, I'm probably at like a 7 or 8, right? I don't want to jump the horse here, but knee injury, MRI, week 1, that's pretty concerning. Flus said, well, you know, they'll have something announced on Wednesday when the injury report comes out. I guarantee you this. If it's a major injury, it will get leaked to a Rappaport, to a Schefter before then. So stick with us here. Subscribe. We'll have it all covered. All right, let's shift gears a little bit here. Caleb Williams vows to improve after his not-so-great debut. He says he will be better moving forward. I want to get to some of his comments and react here in just a moment. But first, I want to show some love to today's sponsor. That is Rocket Money, welcoming them back to Chicago Bears Now, a personal finance app that can help you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitor your spending, and help you lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Speaking of which, what they can do here is negotiate to lower your bills, sometimes by up to 20%. They automatically scan your bills to find opportunities to save. then you can ask them to negotiate for you. They will deal with the customer service. You don't have to. You can also cancel any unnecessary subscriptions that you have and that you're paying for. Most Americans think they're spending 70, 80 bucks per month on subscriptions. The reality is, and once you sync up your bank account with Rocket Money, you'll realize, it's probably more like $250, $300 per month on subscriptions, half of which you don't even use anymore. Hit the cancel button. Again, they'll take care of the customer service and cancel that account for you. It's rocketmoney.com/bears now. They have over 5 million users and have saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 per year when using all of the app's features. So what are you waiting for? Stop wasting money on things you don't use anymore. Download the Rocket Money app, use it to its full potential, and start saving up. It's rocketmoney.com/bears now. To get started today, go check out Rocket Money. Okay, Caleb Williams, after the Bears win against the Titans, said this: obviously, it's great to get this first win. We're all excited. Went to the locker room, celebrated. I sat down, enjoyed the moment, just watched all the guys celebrate, understanding that I need to be better. I will be better. Look, he's not an idiot. He knows he didn't play well. I would argue it's for him, other than maybe the Notre Dame game last year at USC, it's probably the worst he's ever played in a football game, starting at the high school level. And guess what? That's the NFL, man. It's going to humble you, and it's going to humble you fast. Still think all the tools are there. Still have all the belief that he's going to be a great player. He just may not dominate the NFL from day one, because guess what? Not many people do that. And I thought Flus kind of had Caleb's back today and praised him. He said, look, post-snap, he was seeing everything well. Now he might just be hyping up his guy. Who knows how the actual film session went with him. But something that's indisputable that he pointed out is he praised him for taking care of the ball. 0 turnovers, called it the difference in the game, and that's definitely true. Caleb keeping care of the ball was huge, because this was a game where punting the football wasn't the worst thing ever. Titans had a punt blocked. Will Levis threw 2 picks. That's why they lost. Their quarterback couldn't take care of the ball. Yours did. Say what you want. I've been critical. It was a bad debut, but at least he played clean. At least he didn't give the ball to the other team. So I think there's some value in that. Obviously, you're not going to win a lot of games in this league when you complete 14 of 29 passes for less than 100 yards. It's just not sustainable. But if you're taking care of the ball with the way this team plays defense, if he plays a little bit better and gets better throughout the year, this team is going to have a chance to win some games. So still excited about Caleb, not wavering in that whatsoever. Just got to see how this thing builds. What do you guys think? Will he play better against the Texans on Sunday night? Y for yes and for no. Obviously, if he doesn't, they're going to lose. The Texans are a much better team than the Titans, and it's on the road. I think he'll play better. The question is, will it be better enough to win this game? Bears are about a 6.5-point dog right now. All right, let's talk a little Jaylon Johnson, then we'll get out of here. Didn't want this to just be an all-negative video with Rome Odunze news. Jaylon Johnson, guys, you just got to get this guy his flowers. Highest graded corner through week 1 now. 2 more teams got to play tonight, so technically that could change, but I doubt it. I doubt one of the corners tonight has a 92.3 overall PFF grade, 92 coverage grade, 2 TFLs, which had his run defense up there, 2 breakups, and interception. And by the way, he gave it 1 completion for -2 yards. Passer rating when targeted, 3.3. You don't throw at this guy anymore, because if you do, you're in trouble. He is the best cornerback in the NFL. It's okay to say out loud. He got pissed off this offseason when his peers, he talked about this, didn't vote him as a top 100 player in this league. He's a top 50 player in this league. When you're a top 2-3 player at your position, you're one of the best in all of the sport. And for him to not be voted top 100 clearly pissed him off. He took it personal, got a nice contract. But by the way, Ryan Poles, 4 for 76, 19 a year, especially when you just saw what Surtain and Jalen Ramsey got. Jalen Ramsey's had a better career. Right now, Jaylon Johnson's a better player. He just is. So you get him for $5 million less per year. That's great work by Poles and his staff. But Jaylen Johnson, as long as that guy's anchoring your secondary, Tyreek Stevenson being an opportunistic guy on the other side, he'll take some more chances. He'll give up some completions, but he's a ball hawk too. You got to feel pretty confident in that secondary moving forward. And they're going to have to play good this week because you're going up against C.J. Stroud, Tank Dell, Nico Collins, and Stephon Diggs. Dalton Schultz is pretty good too. So Jaylen gives you a chance, and he was terrific in week 1. All right, there you have it. That is going to do it for this episode of Bears Now. Still going to go live this afternoon. It might be a little after 4. Maybe it's 4:30, 4:45, 5. Subscribe, hit the notifications. That way you know when we go live. Had to get this Odunze news out. We'll see you guys in a few hours.